Welcome to another edition of Smart Chat here on YouTube.com. Hope all is well. Do want to just get on here, talk about Raw, the 25th anniversary show, and just some random thoughts here. Nothing specific, no particular order, well, for the most part. And I know probably a lot of wrestling fans, once diehards, probably really haven't watched in a very long time, expect the ratings. I'm not sure what the numbers are actually now, but I expect a lot of people, as far as the ratings for Raw 25, the ratings to be high, probably in the 4 million mark, just because of all that hype. And I think that's what WWE wanted you to do, and buy in. The question is, after watching Raw, did you guys buy in? But some random thoughts. Vince, when he came out there, he went from face to heel just like that, but he was looking scary old. I like the line that Stephanie McMahon and Shane McMahon used about GoFundMe. He called the people of Brooklyn Plaque, as in plaque that you have on your teeth, after Shane and Stephanie gave Vince a plaque. Vince, though, it was looking rough. Looking rough. He's definitely aged. Stone Cold came out. As you know, that would probably be the right time to bring out Stone Cold when Vince McMahon is out. What? A nice touch with Vince pouring beer on Shane. Would have liked to hear from Austin do some mic work. Missed that. You would want to see him to cut a promo. We had a women's tag team match, kind of a four-way match there, and kind of, it seems like it brought down the crowd. The 25 in Raw 25 anniversary is for 25 million commercials. My goodness. My goodness. We seen Brother Love, and there was a huge pop for Brother Love. Coach made an appearance. Coach is very funny. I miss the Coach. But with Brother Love coming out, a lot of people, younger kids, were saying, "Mommy, Daddy, who is the fat man with the red face?" And he had a little bit too much red face. King and his puppies, as we see the Manhattan Center. King and his puppies. Over there in the Manhattan Center, one of the first things that we seen in the Manhattan Center, and I liked the nice touch. Remember, with the Undertaker, he made a promo. Undertaker left his hat and his gloves, and I believe his jacket in the ring after WrestleMania, was it? I want to say, yeah, after WrestleMania. He came back today, cut a promo in the Manhattan Center. Was in character, obviously, but it wasn't wearing his gloves, wasn't wearing the hat, wasn't wearing the jacket. So I like that touch. So the question still is he retired? Is he not retired? But, you know, when they pan that shot of the Undertaker cutting that promo, Manhattan Center is a nice small intimate setting. You also heard from the Fink, which is always good to hear. The Ico Pros banner, great touch at the Manhattan Center. And everyone who, at that point, who was at the Manhattan Center was amazed by seeing the Undertaker. And everyone probably who just spent $200 to go to Barclay was probably saying, "Damn, I missed an Undertaker promo." And for the longest time there, you heard that there were no matches at the Manhattan Center as it went back to the Barclay Center. From what I understand, there were actually some cruiserweight matches there. You had eventually Bray Wyatt, Matt Hardy. From what I understand too, you also had Miz, who was at Barclays. They sent Miz to go to the Manhattan Center to kind of make the crowd happy. So, because the fans were kind of getting restless there in Manhattan Center. And I'll explain about Manhattan Center later. And I just love what I see from The Miz. A great pop at Barclays. Great pop. And he became the Intercontinental Champion. So, beating out Roman Reigns. And you know where this is going, boys and girls. Roman Reigns is going to be that Universal Champion at Mania. Why is Kane in the title picture going into Royal Rumble? Another question. Popped for Christian, the Peep Show. Christian was definitely, I think, one of the best technicians of his era. Oh, look, it's Jason Jordan. Turns channel. And yes, he is still Kurt's son, for all you guys that haven't been following as much. The bar, if they're not careful, they're going to make them faces. You might be thinking to yourself, what did Rollins do to get demoted like this? For all you new guys coming back as well, that's not Molly Holly. She did not become an interviewer. Rather, it was Charlie Caruso. You seen Christian, and you realize that you missed Edge and Christian. Wish we would have seen that. Obviously, he could not be there. The divas of yesteryear, Tori Wilson still looks great. Kelly, Trish. Kelly absolutely looks no different. Damn. Devon Dudley and Dudley Boys come back, which is a good touch. Seeing them out there. APA, the card segments in the back was a nice touch. I like that as well. You know, as far as the Manhattan Center, I'll tell you this before I go. You know, just some of those were just my thoughts there. I understand that people, you know, at the Manhattan Center were a little ticked for paying the money that they did, okay, and did not receive 50% of the action. But who are we kidding? Is the WWE going to have 15,000 people feel short-changed, or 3,000 people feel short-changed? The WWE did the smart thing. Yes, they could have had another match on the air or another segment on the show in Manhattan Center, but they had the Undertaker, they had DX, Balor Club, both Hardys, and Bray Wyatt, not to mention JR and Lawler on site. Rollins and Miz even showed up afterwards, from what I understand. What else do they deserve to have? What else do they think? The Manhattan Center played the nostalgia card. There was no need to have much more than they received. If you had common sense, in my opinion, you would assume that going into purchasing that ticket in the Manhattan Center, that's what was going to happen. You might say that should have ran the show afterwards. Okay, you might argue about the idea. I think the idea was cool, though. The implementation, how it was put into play, might have been a little bit more difficult than they thought it would be. Time, you know, runovers, and might have been longer than expected. And Manhattan Center segments or matches might have been the first ones to get the axe. It would be nice to give a little bit more action for the price of the tickets that they charged. So, but what are you going to say? To me, it was common sense. Overall, you know, there were certain wrestlers that were missed that you kind of, I think, thought would appear, like Maybe The Rock, you thought that he would appear. Hulk Hogan, I thought he would appear. If this was the most opportune time to make Hulk Hogan appear, but that didn't happen. Other wrestlers as well. When you think, just going back to that Jeff Hardy segment, he also showed up at Manhattan Center. You notice that he was, in one segment, he was playing cards with the APA, and then in the following segment, he was in the Manhattan Center. So it seems like, which I don't really have a problem with. I think some segments were taped. But, because if you know the area of New York, going from Manhattan Center to Barclay with the amount of traffic, it's not an easy thing. So it's almost like he was one segment in Barclay Center, and then the following segment, and 15 minutes later, he was in Manhattan Center. So I think some parts were definitely taped and it was not all live. Raw 25 in the books. Royal Rumble around the corner. Hope all is well. Look forward to speaking to you soon.